strategic analyst and author of The War After Armageddon, Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters. Ralph joins us from Washington, D.C., and from L.A., radio talk show host Leslie Marshall. Good to see you both. Leslie, I want to focus on the ears of the cadets in West Point. Would you honestly be inspired to go into war to kill people if you had heard that speech last night?
Connie, I'm a liberal democratic pacifist. Nothing's going to inspire me to kill anybody.
But that's what the president was there to do. He was there to inspire those cadets to go into battle.
He was not there to inspire the troops with the primetime address. No, he wasn't.
What was he there for?
He was there to address the nation. He was there to address the nation and to tell the nation from his own lips what his answer, what his conclusion.
Well, why not do that in the House of Congress then, Leslie?
Regarding
why
Afghanistan,
do that in a warrior's palace?
And how many troops would be
Leslie,
sent there?
you may be a pacifist, but those people he was speaking to last night were warriors. He was telling them that he is going to send some of them into battle, into war, to kill people and possibly get killed. You're not telling me that they needed inspiration for that?
You're telling me that with our brave men and women, that they have to have a cheerleader at the helm?
They have to be inspired
sent more
that the
troops to
person
Iraq.
who's sending them
when
into
George
battle
Bush
stands
sent the
behind
military
them,
to invade
Leslie.
Iraq, when George Bush bombed Afghanistan after 9/11, I didn't see any pom-poms waving.
Leslie, they have to be inspired, and I know the troops very well, and many of them were inspired. Many of them were inspired to do what they did.
Remember,
they
follow orders.
Leslie, this is a volunteer army. When you sign on the dotted line, you agree to do what the commander-in-chief tells you to do. And Ralph Peters. All right, now, Leslie, I'm going to try to do it in a calm fashion. I'm in a military family. These things hit me very hard, Leslie, and I'll tell you why. Because when you send one of your own flesh and blood into battle, you care. Believe me, you care. But let's just ask about specifics now. In Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, it takes about 1 month to send in 5,000 troops because it's a landlocked country. I think we have a map of Afghanistan. Landlocked. It has no particular easily accessible border. It's got mountainous regions all around. So 5,000 troops a month and all their equipment, it's going to take them at least 6 or 7 months to get everybody in there. And he was already talking about pulling people out.
You know, David, this is an example of, we have to sit back and look at, do we really care about our country, safety, security, or politics? Because if George Bush had given the same speech, made the same decision last night, there are many people on the right that would applaud it, just as they did when there was a surge in Iraq. I got to be honest with you, I don't applaud the 30,000 more troops, along with many Democrats. But what is the other option? I didn't hear that. As a matter of fact, very begrudgingly, the majority of the Republicans are in favor of this, and the majority of the Democrats aren't. You have to, as commander-in-chief, also look to your advisors. Does Gates know what he's talking about? Do the brass at the Pentagon, do the brass in Afghanistan know what they're talking about?
Ralph, we're missing the key.
You have to look to the military professionals for advice.
The lead is that we are sending men and women into battle. And then wait for the withdrawal. But Leslie,
they may not even
hold on a second. Leslie, I think you would be surprised. It's not only Democrats who may disagree with a surge in Afghanistan. I know a lot of conservatives, a lot of so-called right-wingers who are saying, look, we don't need to police Afghanistan. We need to send in special forces to kill the bad guys. So it's not only Democrats. That's Ralph Peters' position. It's a lot of people's position. So the president has a tough sell on both sides, Leslie.
No, I agree. And honestly, I think if this guy walked on water, there are going to be people that look at it in a negative. And that's unfortunate in our country. And that's why the president spoke to unity. What I'm hearing from you guys, no offense intended, is that you care more about how the message was delivered than about the strategy and whether or not it's going to be successful. You know, a caller of mine to my show last night said, we don't care about going to war, but we care about winning wars. And that's a sad statement.
We don't care about the pacifists as much as we care about the people who are putting their lives at risk going into battle. Ralph, go ahead.
Well, that's pretty sad. You should care about all human beings, whether they're carrying a gun and wearing a uniform.
We care more about the people that are putting their lives at risk than we do about the pacifists that are sitting at home. Ralph.
Look, the only reason
but the people who sign up to put their lives at risk
sign
up to put their lives at risk just for that.
Ralph, go ahead.
The only reason there are living pacifists is because other people defend them. Now, I would like Leslie to just tell us in plain language what she thinks the message was last night, because I simply did not hear a clear message, and God knows I wanted one.
Okay, very quickly, Leslie, we got to
Well, I can give you that. Yeah. I think it's very clear. He said, look, this is what my decision is. 30,000, not 40,000 more troops. I'm taking some of the recommendation. I'm giving you a timeline because we had problems in the past when we didn't have one. 18 months. We're going to try to work with NATO and other allies to get Afghanistan to fight their own battles and have Pakistan help as well. My focus really needs to be America. That's what I want to focus on and get back to that. And I want unity for America. That's what I heard.
Well,
I didn't need to be inspired.
We're going to give Leslie the last one. She had to hold up
nonsense.
one side of the argument here, Ralph, because I think you and I are more in agreement. But again, not everybody agrees that a buildup is the right thing in Afghanistan, but we all agree that we need to support the troops 100%. Thank you both, Leslie.